Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and misunderstood patterns in relationships. How someone with avoidant attachment can love you back, and how we can unlock that love. It's often said that love is a battlefield, but sometimes the hardest person to love can be the one who has built walls around their heart. It's not that they don't feel deeply, it's just that they express it differently. So, how do we break through? How do we build a bridge instead of a wall? A bridge instead of a wall. Let me tell you, there are keys to unlocking love, understanding, and connection, even with those who find intimacy difficult. Today, we're going to talk about 6 key principles that will not only help you understand avoidant attachment, but will give you the tools to create the relationship you've always dreamed of. In closing, remember that an avoidant person's love is not a cold, distant love. Is not a cold, distant love. It is a love that grows in layers, takes time, and requires patience. But with the right tools, understanding, and respect, you can unlock the depth of affection that lies within. It's about creating an environment of trust, space, and support that allows both of you to grow together. Love is not a sprint, it's a journey. And if you take these principles to heart, the reward will be a connection that stands the test of time. Now, go forward with a new understanding of what it means to love someone with an avoidant attachment style, and watch as that love unfolds in the most beautiful way. In conclusion, love is not a one-size-fits-all experience, especially when it comes to navigating relationships with those who have avoidant attachment styles. What we need to realize is that love doesn't always follow the conventional path we're taught to expect. For someone who struggles with emotional closeness, the journey to love is built on trust, respect, patience, and understanding. It's about recognizing the deep-rooted fears that govern their behavior and approaching them not as obstacles to overcome, but as opportunities for deeper connection. When we can see the avoidance not as rejection, but as a manifestation of past wounds, we can begin to shift our mindset and build the kind of relationship that allows them to feel safe enough to love fully. Building trust with an avoidant partner is an incremental process, not an overnight transformation. It's about showing up consistently, day after day, proving that you are a source of stability and reliability. Rather than pushing for immediate emotional intimacy, we need to give space for the relationship to evolve naturally. The key here is to cultivate a foundation of trust where both partners feel safe and supported, without the pressure to rush into deeper commitments before they're ready. Patience is not just a virtue, but a necessary tool to allow both partners to navigate the ebbs and flows of emotional availability in a way that honors each person's needs. It's also important to understand that the push and pull of intimacy and independence are not signals of disinterest or lack of love, but rather, they reflect a person's internal conflict. The avoidant partner values their autonomy and needs time to process their feelings and thoughts on their own. By recognizing this, we can shift away from feelings of rejection or frustration and instead embrace the dynamic that exists between togetherness and individuality. By respecting these boundaries and supporting their need for independence, you're actually creating the space where deeper connection can flourish. To truly unlock the potential of the relationship, we must also become emotional anchors, providing calmness and reassurance when challenges arise. Avoidants are often driven by a fear of being overwhelmed or losing control. So by remaining steady and non-reactive during difficult moments, you build a sense of emotional safety. In these moments, instead of chasing them or trying to force a connection, you become a source of stability they can rely on. This consistent presence allows them to process their emotions at their own pace, knowing that they can come back to you when they're ready, without fear of being judged or criticized. Ultimately, love with an avoidant partner is not about quick fixes or dramatic transformations. It's about commitment, patience, and a willingness to adapt. The journey may take longer, and the steps might not always be linear, but the rewards are immense. By fostering a relationship based on understanding, communication, and the space to grow individually and together, you can create a deep and lasting connection. So, as you move forward, remember that love, especially with someone who has avoidant tendencies, doesn't need to be rushed. The most profound and enduring bonds are those that grow slowly, steadily, and with the full recognition that both partners are worthy of love, respect, and emotional safety. In conclusion, loving someone with an avoidant attachment style is a journey that requires patience, understanding, and a deep sense of empathy. It's crucial to recognize that their behavior is not a reflection of their feelings toward you. By taking the time to understand the root causes of their avoidance, you'll be in a better position to meet their emotional needs. This understanding allows you to approach the relationship with a mindset of support rather than frustration or impatience. It's a chance to learn how to love in a way that's not just about connection, but about building a safe and nurturing environment where both partners can thrive. Don't you thrive? Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, but it's even more essential when dealing with someone who has avoidant tendencies. The key to building trust with an avoidant partner is consistency and time. Avoidants often fear that their emotions will overwhelm them or that they will be hurt, so they need reassurance that their emotional boundaries will be respected. Their emotional boundaries will be respected. By proving over time that you can be a stable, reliable presence in their life, you'll create an environment where trust can grow naturally. This gradual building of trust will allow both partners to move forward without pressure, knowing that love doesn't have to be rushed to be real or meaningful. A successful relationship with an avoidant partner is one that balances both intimacy and independence. For someone who is avoidantly attached, the desire for autonomy and personal space is not a sign of disinterest, but rather a necessary part of their emotional well-being. Recognizing and respecting their need for personal space is not a rejection of you. It's a way of showing love and honoring their individuality. By creating space for both connection and independence, you are laying the groundwork for a deeper bond that can withstand the ebbs and flows of life. This balance allows both partners to grow individually, while still nurturing the shared connection. Being an emotional anchor, rather than a source of turmoil, is crucial in maintaining a healthy relationship with an avoidant partner. When emotions become overwhelming, or difficult to process. Avoidance may retreat as a way to protect themselves from vulnerability. Emotionally, your role is to remain steady and calm, creating a safe space for them to return to when they are ready. This emotional stability will help them feel secure enough to open up without fear of being judged or overwhelmed. By remaining patient and non-reactive, you can support them through their emotional process and strengthen your bond over time. Finally, building a lasting relationship with an avoidant partner is not about forcing a connection, but about allowing it to evolve at its own pace. It takes time, dedication, and a willingness to adapt to the unique dynamics of your partner's emotional landscape. This type of love is not about grand gestures or immediate emotional intimacy. Instead, it's about small, consistent acts of understanding and respect that create a foundation of trust and safety. The slow, steady growth of the relationship can lead to an incredibly deep and lasting connection, one that is built on mutual respect. The journey may be long, but the rewards are more than worth it when you truly understand and embrace the heart of the avoidant. To wrap up, building a relationship with someone who has avoidant tendencies can be incredibly rewarding, but it requires a deep level of understanding and patience. Avoidant attachment isn't a flaw. It's a coping mechanism developed from past experiences. These individuals are often afraid of being too emotionally close because of the potential for hurt or abandonment. Recognizing this fear rather than taking their behaviors personally is the first step toward creating a strong connection. If you approach the relationship with empathy and an open mind, you'll start to see that their distance is not a lack of love, but a protection mechanism. When you shift your perspective, you give both yourself and your partner the freedom to truly experience love without judgment or pressure. Trust is the foundation upon which everything else builds, especially when it comes to someone with avoidant tendencies. They are often cautious in opening up because they fear vulnerability. This makes it essential for you to be patient and consistent, proving over time that you are someone they can rely on. Someone they can rely on. Trust is not built through grand declarations, but through small, steady actions that show you are emotionally available, stable, and supportive. It's about creating a safe space where your partner feels comfortable enough to let down their guard and allow intimacy to grow naturally. Here. Moreover, it's essential to respect the dynamic of independence and intimacy in a relationship with an avoidant partner. These individuals value their personal space and time to process their emotions, and it's important to honor that need. This doesn't mean they love you less. It simply means they need space to feel secure. By recognizing this need for autonomy and not taking it as rejection, you provide your partner with the room they need to recharge emotionally. This balance between closeness and independence allows both of you to grow individually while still nurturing a meaningful connection. One of the most powerful things you can do in a relationship with an avoidant is to be their emotional anchor. When emotional storms arise, avoidants often retreat to protect themselves, and this can feel isolating. However, instead of chasing them or demanding more closeness in these moments, remain calm and steady. By providing this emotional stability, You allow them the space to feel safe enough to return to you when they are ready. In this way, you create a sense of trust that emotional closeness will never overwhelm them, and you show them that you can be there without pushing them too hard. Lastly, understand that love in a relationship with an avoidant is a slow and steady process. It's not about rushing to achieve closeness or intimacy. Instead, it's about creating a partnership that nurtures both emotional independence and connection. Over time, the relationship deepens because it is built on respect, patience, and understanding. The growth of this kind of relationship may take longer than others, but it's a bond that has the potential to last. Last, you'll both emerge from this journey with a deeper connection and an appreciation for each other's emotional needs. With patience, commitment, and unwavering respect, you will unlock a love that's genuine, lasting, and beautifully unique. In conclusion, the journey of loving someone with an avoidant attachment style is not a quick or easy path, but it is one filled with profound rewards when approached with patience, understanding, and empathy. The key to unlocking love with an avoidant partner is recognizing that their emotional distance isn't a reflection of their feelings for you. It's a result of past experiences and fears that they've carried with them. Oh. When you shift your perspective and stop taking their behavior personally, you begin to understand that their avoidance is a way of protecting themselves, not a rejection of you. Once you understand this, the relationship takes on a new dynamic, rooted in compassion rather than frustration. Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, but with someone who is avoidantly attached, it becomes even more crucial. They need time to open up and feel safe enough to share their emotions without fear of being overwhelmed or hurt. Your role is to prove, through consistent actions, that you are someone they can trust and rely on. This is not about rushing them into emotional intimacy, but allowing it to grow at its own pace, free of pressure. Free of pressure. As you create this steady, dependable foundation, your relationship has the potential to deepen over time, turning into a lasting and meaningful bond. The balancing act between intimacy and independence is another fundamental aspect of a relationship with an avoidant partner. These individuals thrive on their personal space and independence, and honoring that need doesn't mean they don't care about you. It simply means they require emotional space to feel safe. When you acknowledge and respect their boundaries without taking them as signs of disinterest, you allow the relationship to develop naturally. This balance of closeness and personal freedom ensures that both partners are able to grow. As individuals and as a couple, fostering a healthy and fulfilling connection. Being an emotional anchor during difficult moments is crucial for navigating a relationship with someone who has avoidant tendencies. When emotions run high or when your partner withdraws, it's easy to feel like you need to chase them or pressure them into opening up. However, the most powerful thing you can do is to remain calm, steady, and emotionally available, creating a safe space for them to return to when they are ready. This emotional stability will help them feel secure in the relationship, allowing them to gradually lower their defenses and embrace deeper intimacy over time. Ultimately, the key to loving someone with an avoidant attachment style is recognizing that love isn't a race. It's a slow, steady journey where both partners can grow and evolve together. By committing to a relationship built on trust, understanding, and emotional respect, you create a partnership that has the potential to stand the test of time. The potential to stand the test of time. This love may take longer to develop, but it will be built on a strong foundation that is both authentic and lasting. When both partners work together with patience, empathy, and mutual respect, the bond that forms is one of the most beautiful and enduring kinds of love. To conclude, loving someone with an avoidant attachment style requires not only deep patience, but also a shift in perspective. It's easy to take their emotional distance personally or see it as a rejection, but the truth is, avoidants often build walls around their hearts as a way to protect themselves from past hurt. Understanding this distinction allows you to approach the relationship with empathy, knowing that their behavior is a response to their own fears and vulnerabilities. When you see their avoidance, not as a personal flaw, but as a protective mechanism, you can offer them the emotional space they need without feeling rejected, which is the first step toward building a stronger, more connected bond. Connected bond. Trust is the essential ingredient for creating a meaningful connection with someone who has avoidant tendencies. The fear of vulnerability and emotional closeness can make them cautious, and it often takes time for them to feel safe enough to open up. This doesn't mean they don't want to love or be loved. It simply means they need to build that trust at their own pace. Through small, consistent actions that demonstrate you are reliable, emotionally available, and non-judgmental, you'll create an environment where they can gradually lower their walls. Over time, this steady trust-building process forms the foundation for a deeper, more intimate relationship. A deeper, more intimate relationship. Understanding the dynamic between intimacy and independence is key in navigating a relationship with an avoidant partner. These individuals have a strong need for personal space and emotional autonomy, and their love isn't about clinging or merging. It's about being able to come together. The time feels right. By respecting their need for independence, you actually foster a healthier relationship, as it allows both partners to grow individually and come together when they're emotionally ready. This delicate balance between closeness and independence creates a foundation where love can thrive without pressure or feelings of being overwhelmed. During difficult moments, being a stable, emotional anchor is one of the most valuable things you can offer. When your avoidant partner withdraws or becomes emotionally distant, it's important to remain calm and non-reactive. Instead of chasing after them or demanding attention, your role is to provide them with the emotional security they need to feel safe enough to return when they are ready. This steady emotional presence shows them that you can be relied upon in times of uncertainty, creating the trust and emotional safety that is essential for deepening intimacy. Finally, loving someone with an avoidant attachment style is about recognizing that love doesn't have to be fast to be real. It's a journey of slow, steady growth, one where both partners can learn to communicate, connect, and respect each other's emotional needs. The process may take longer than in other relationships, but it is built on a foundation of mutual understanding, trust, and patience. The result is a deep, lasting connection, one that isn't based on fleeting emotions, but on a genuine, secure bond. On a genuine, secure bond. When you approach the relationship with empathy, respect, and a commitment to growth, you'll find that the love you share can stand the test of time, becoming something strong, lasting, and beautiful. Thank you all so much for your time and attention today. All so much for your time and attention today. I hope that the insights we've shared about navigating relationships with avoidant partners have helped you better understand the complexities of love, trust, and connection. Remember, relationships are a journey, and it's through patience, empathy, and understanding that we can build meaningful and lasting bonds. I truly appreciate your presence and engagement in this conversation. If you take away just one thing, let it be this. Love is about growth, respect, and creating a space where both partners can feel safe, supported, and free to be themselves. With that, I'll leave you with my heartfelt thanks. Wishing you all the best on your journey toward deeper, more fulfilling connections.